Hey everybody, there is a new free champion coming to raid Shadow Legends for literally everybody to get just for logging in. That is going to be Leminisi, right? So today we are here on Hell Hades' website. We got the preview sort of analysis of what this champion is going to be all about, right? So she is an attack champion from the Sylvan Watchers faction, right? And she's of the Force Affinity. We have over here a little bit of the first impressions as we then go ahead and check out all her skills. As we already mentioned, she is of the Force Affinity attack-based champion for the Sylvan Watchers faction. Interestingly, she fills a previously unoccupied role, the only Force attack champion for the faction so far, which does help out to fill out the roster diversity a little bit, right? So for faction wars, it's a little bit okay. Visually, she's got style, dual blades, single wing, gold wing, which makes a strong aesthetic, but always it's what's under the hood that counts, right? So let's see what she's capable of doing. As I mentioned, she is a totally free champion, which we will be able to get straight up just for logging in, right? So it's, of course, easy to get. Let's go. If you want to join my team in Raid Shadow Legends, click the link in the description to get a free Narma as well as Anax, Uugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. Here's what you need to do. First of all, log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Then click the link in the description and register a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial, and then go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get a fresh start in Raid with a free Narma and 3 epic champs. Click on my link right now. As we already mentioned, attack champion, Force Affinity, legendary from the Sylvan Watchers. Her A1 is going to be the following. Auric Talons. Attack one enemy 2 times, so double attack single target. If the target is under any shield buffs, each hit has a 25% chance of decreasing the value of the shield by 10%. This is quite low. I was expecting this to straight up just remove the shield. Anyways, I will get into more on the A2 whenever that gets there. We'll also ignore 50% of the target's resistance if the target is from the Corrupted Alliance. And as somebody commented in one of my videos, which I did not know, the Corrupted Alliance is the Demon Spawn, the Dark Elves, Knights Revenant, and the Undead Hordes, right? All of those factions make up the Corrupted Alliance. We also do have, real quick, the screen over here, which we got in the preview video, the sneak peek of the new event, of what this is going to be looking like, right? So alongside the new champion, which we will get into in a second again, we are going to be getting a full set here of Savage gear, which is going to be scaling up in quality all the way up to Legendary. I don't know why it's not all Legendary. We are getting some epic pieces. Anyways, everything 6 stars. I think it's straight up just the same that we got with Alice. I don't think it's bad whatsoever. I mean, all this gear is definitely going to be putting her in an easy spot to just get going. We're going to be getting the champion on day 7, right? Day 7 once the event actually starts, which I think it's going to be starting actually the 5th of June, so very damn soon. Then we're going to be getting a little bit of energy, some multi-battle attempts, very low silver. I don't know why this shouldn't be like 500k. We're going to need a lot of silver to upgrade all this gear. Simply a key for the Demon Lord. Okay, some XP increase. 25 gems? Man, come on, Plarium. And then we are starting off by getting some souls for her. Then we also have the page number 2, just like with Alice, once again, which I think was shown somewhere here. There we go. That is it. The page number 2 is going to be unlocking us some more soul levels. Interestingly, we got some energy, some Plarium points. Again, very low amount of silver, some more multi-battle attempts. We do have an icon over here, and then we are also getting a primal shard alongside with a full set of legendary 6-star accessories for the Sylvan Watchers. So, similarly to Alice, we're getting the whole pack. We're getting her to 5 Ascension or Awakening levels, right, with the soul level being increased. Everything's for free. At least she's going to be geared up to the max, pretty much. I mean, you could always upgrade her in many ways, but at least she's going to be getting a full set of gear, which is going to be decent enough to get her going, right? So she will be able to at least be usable by literally everybody from the get-go for simply the price of upgrading and enhancing the gear. That should be the maximum requirement you're going to need to get her running. Of course, she's going to be coming at level 50, or actually, yeah, level 1, 5 stars, right? And then you got to get her all the way up to 6 stars, so that's a little bit of an investment. You do not get any chickens from this stuff, but at least it's not a big step. It's really easy to just get her running. Now let's keep on going from where we left it, right? If the target is from the Corrupted Alliance, there is a 50% chance of ignoring the target's resistance. I mean, that is alright, a little bit of extra damage if that is actually the case, but if not, that is totally a waste. And then if the target is not under any shield buffs, each hit will be ignoring 10% of the target's defense instead, right? Now, these chances can scale up by 25%, so we would have, what is it, a 50% chance of decreasing the value of the shield by 10%. I don't know, this value should be a lot higher, I think. Straight up just remove the shield. And then also the resistance here of what is it? This is not a chance. This is like straight up just what it's going to be doing, right? So anyways, it's only going to be getting the chance of decreasing the shield up to 50%. So it's nothing crazy. I think it's a pretty lackluster A1, especially considering what's going to be happening later on, right? So we have the A2 over here, intercept the threat, another single target attack 2 times. Now each hit is going to be having a 100% chance of removing 2 random buffs from the target. That's what I was saying. Shields are buffs, right? So the A2 is going to be getting rid of the shields. Now having that part on the A1 and being that low is pretty lackluster. I mean, you're going to be requiring pretty much to get the A2. If it's a big shield, the A2 is going to be doing all the work for you, right? So, I don't know. I think this whole thing should be reworked and buffed in many ways. Maybe do it all about decreased defense, or rather just like, maybe add a decreased defense in there, or rather just like get rid of that target's resistance by a little bit more. But the whole shield reduction thing, not really doing it for me, man. Now, this A2 will also be ignoring 50% of the target's resistance if the target is from the Corrupted Alliance. Target's resistance. Yeah, I'm assuming it, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't say defense. Target's resistance, right? It's not applying any debuffs, is it? So I guess it's straight up just to get the 100% chance here of this happening. I don't really understand this whole thing. It's not going to be applying any debuffs, right? Now, this skill is going to be dealing more damage equal to the value of the target's current turn meter, up to 100%. So it's going to be able to do double damage if the enemy has a full turn meter, which is quite decent. It's going to be going down to a 3-turn cooldown, so this is going to be your main heavy hitter ability with that target resistance ignore. But really, I don't really get it too much. I mean, I'm not that experienced of a player, but if it's ignoring the target's resistance, isn't that going to be meaning that it's going to be you require less accuracy to land your negative effect? It's not talking about defense, right? It's not like it's going to be doing more damage as I am reading it. Correct me if I am wrong, right? But this has a 100% chance of actually having its negative effect happen, meaning that the target's resistance ignore here isn't really relevant, because there's nothing else here that is going to be requiring the resistance to be low, unless this was a debuff, which is not. So I don't know, this part doesn't really make sense. I would understand it if it said ignore the target's defense, which would be ideal, because then this would be quite a nuke, but I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's the way I understand it. Anyways, A3, Venerated Warrior, AoE attack, 2 hits. Okay, not bad. The first hit has a 75% chance, which can scale up to a 100% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. That's not terrible. I mean, I don't know when you're really going to be needing to reduce that much healing, honestly. But anyways, the second hit has a 50% chance of placing a block buffs, which with all the level ups on the skill would go to a 75% chance, and only on the second hit, right, of placing the block buffs debuff for 2 turns. I mean, that's also decent, alright. If it was happening in like both hits, then you would kind of guarantee it with the chances being this high. I guess 75% chance is fair. It still can be resisted. Block buffs, not bad, but also nothing crazy. I don't know, PvP maybe. Not really looking like a PvP character so far. Maybe a bit of a nuker with all that heat reduction and stuff. Would need a block revive somewhere to really be insane. All in all, looks a little bit lackluster so far. Now, it'll also ignore 50% of the target's resistance if the target is from the Corrupted Alliance. Now, here makes sense because you are applying some debuffs, right? So it does make sense that you are ignoring the target's resistance here, because you're going to be able to have an easier time of applying all these debuffs. I understand it here. Otherwise, here, it doesn't really make sense once more. Now, looking to the passive over here, Scourge of Evil receives 15% less damage from enemies under heal reduction debuffs. So you're going to be applying that guaranteed with the A3. So you're going to be getting quite a lot less damage from pretty much everybody, unless the debuff is removed, which is going to be happening eventually. It's only going to be for 2 turns right there. And this skill is going to be having a 3-turn cooldown. And she also gets the turn meters filled up by 5% whenever an enemy reduces, receives a shield buff or is healed. So she's sort of supposed to be countering quite tanky compositions with a lot of shields and a lot of healing, I guess, with the heal reduction, the block buffs, the shield reduction, the buff removal. She's a little bit of a dispeller, which is not terrible. I mean, she's definitely usable, I don't know, in the potion keeps in some scenarios, somewhere where you really need to get rid of some buffs. it just doesn't really come to my mind as like something that I need right now. And I am a pretty entry-level player still. I only have like not even 3 months in the game yet, right? So for me to already be thinking about this character and feeling like I don't really find a use for her is kind of weird. Now, I need another attack champion. I don't really have Alice that I can really use consistently. Alice is really like the only thing that I'm able to put into every team because anything else that I have isn't really cutting it. Like, I do have a Kentum, but he's extremely weak right now as it is, at least in the terms of surviving. And he's a poisoner, which means that if you do need some nuking and some killing of stuff, he's not really going to be doing it, right? He's great versus bosses, the clan boss, fire dragon, stuff like that, a triple hit for whatever else, but yeah, he's a poisoner, right? So it's a different type of attack champion. Alice is really like the only thing that I can use for like nuking stuff, right? I don't know. I don't really have anything else that I could fill that role. So maybe the new champion would work in that sense. So when I say nuking, I mean like, I don't know, campaign farming or just like arena and stuff like that. This champion would sort of be aiding in having another option there. She does different things in the terms of debuffs and removing buffs and such, which Alice also does, by the way. She does remove buffs on her A1. So yeah, all that this one doesn't do is like any turn meter manipulation, which would be great as well somewhere here in this kit. All in all, I just don't really see a place for this character in my team. I definitely need an HP burner, and she's not, right? So yeah. Then the aura is increased ally attack in battles by 25%. Alice increases that by 30%. I don't think this is going to be increasing in any way, right? So it's right off the bat weaker for whatever reason. Yeah, Alice is just like miles better than this for whatever reason. I don't know. It just doesn't scream to me like I'm really going to be using this character, even though she's a little bit unique because she's the only attack champion from the Force Affinity in the Sylvan Watchers faction. That isn't really something that I care too much about because I'm not at the point where I'm really like trying to fill those like very niche spots into my roster. Now let's take a quick look at what Hell Hades has to say. He definitely has a lot more experience in the game than I do. Let's see if we agree with him, right? So Leminisi doesn't quite live up to the previous login champions like Artak and Alice. I didn't even know Artak was a free champion until today, and definitely Alice seems better than this one. Her skill set seems to be quite niche and maybe usable in campaign progression, early arena, yeah, what I was mentioning. Certain dungeons like the Nether Spider, I don't think I've ever fought the Nether Spider anyways. However, she seems awkwardly tuned. The Corrupted Alliance synergy only matters in very limited scenarios. Same, I do agree with that, 100%. Her skills are mostly single target focus or have underwhelming utility outside of specific PvE encounters. Yep, exactly what I was saying. These make her less appealing for late game or PvP players, right? So I don't really see her anywhere in my team, and I'm still like just about getting into the mid game. So yeah, while she's unlikely to carry endgame accounts, here's where Leminisi may see value, right? Early to mid game campaign progression, yeah, I don't really care much about that. I mean, I still haven't even finished Nightmare. I'm just getting there. It's gonna be a matter of time, but even then, I don't know. Could I even use her for that? I don't think so, really. Nether Spider boss fights with AoE heal reduction setups. True, but yeah, I haven't even done the Nether Spider boss. Honestly, I don't even know where she is from, the Nether Spider. Maybe the Doom Tower, I think so. Silver Watchers faction, yeah, what I was saying, she feels a weird affinity thingy where she's like the only attack champion from the Silver Watchers who's a Force Affinity. Maybe in the faction wars, not where I'm at this point in the game. I'm very niche, not worth the resources to put into it, at least right now, in my opinion. New or low resource accounts needing a damage dealer. Yeah, if you're straight up just a new player and you missed out on Alice, maybe you're gonna be able to use her. I would think so, but she's like not even close to Artak, Wukong, or Alice. Final verdict, sadly, Leminisi Gold-Wing feels like a step down from the past three champions, unless her multipliers turn out to be exceptional, which we do not know about. By the way, most players will likely use her as a faction filler or straight up just food. I'm not gonna be using her as food. I'll get her at least up and running, at least she's a legendary champion. So, yep. That said, free is free, right? And she may still be worth building for early content in very specific niche strategies. We'll find out more about that when she actually comes out and we see the multipliers. If you're a new player, she's going to be helping you through mid-game walls, but if you are deep into raid, don't expect her to do anything for you. Just to check her out real quick, these are the ratings that she is getting in Hell Hades. 4 overall. Okay, I think that's a little bit generous. She is like nothing crazy in literally any scenario. We can also see a little bit of Fire Knight for whatever reason, maybe double attacks like quite often and heal reduction, I guess, right? Otherwise, Arena, just like sort of like Alice, and the book value seems to be quite high. I mean, she does have decent effects here with the heal reduction and stuff like that. I don't really see this being this high. I wouldn't book her up like for sure. And that's straight up just what she is all about. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about the new champion Leminisi. At least she is free and she's going to be coming with some decent stuff to get along just by logging in. If you're going to be playing Raid Shadow Legends, you're going to be wanting to get into this, you can use Aptoide and get massive bonuses whenever buying anything in-game in Raid Shadow Legends that can go from 10% of any amount of money you're spending all the way up to extra 35% of that much money. Just fix to this. I am buying this pack right now, and based off of the bonus that I currently have, which is something like 13%, I don't know, something like that, I am getting this much money back, right? Now, the good thing about that is that I can go ahead and use those bonuses that I'm getting in the future to use them as the payment, right? So instead of actually using my real money, I am using the bonuses that I currently have in my wallet, which I can show you right here, to do the payment for me instead of actually using my real money. So you're getting more value for your money and you're able to afford more things in the future, right? Very, very much good value, right? If you want to go ahead and set this up for yourself, you're going to be able to do so by following a link down there in the description. Download Raid Shadow Legends from Aptoide onto your Android devices, like a BlueStacks emulator on your PC or on your Android phone. It does not work on iOS, unfortunately. And then if you want to go ahead and use my code somewhere up here on the screen and put it onto the Aptoide wallet, you're going to be able to earn an even bigger bonus, 5% extra from the get-go right away, so you can start earning even more bonuses. I think it's right behind my camera, but you can find the promo code right here in the Aptoide wallet, right? Everything is explained on the video down there in the description if you want to set it up, so it's really easy. If you're going to have questions, drop it down in the comment section. And that's it for the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. See you.